We're live. Let's go. Okay, I'm back. It's been a little bit of a break. We're here for the NHL Draft tonight. Um, the last podcast went over a few potential picks that we might have today, but I'm excited to break into this live. I've got it up on my other screen here. I don't want YouTube to kick me off here, so I gotta keep it off. Just to recap from where we left off, there's been some news. I went on vacation, got a little sick, got a little busy, so it's been a while since I've done a pod. Uh, there's been some small news and development, nothing huge. Recently, we did a small signing of Spicy Tuna, Liam O'Brien. Going to be a part of the team for the next 3 years. Pretty minor signature. I think he's going to be a fan favorite just because of the, spicy tuna. He's spicy tuna. We chanted it at the Delta Center, riled up the crowd really well. Man of the people. To be honest, I don't think it probably wasn't a great signing. I think we probably overpaid and overtermed him, but it's fine. We got an identity. We got cap space right now. Not a big deal. So I'm okay with the signing. The other thing I want to say that was a little bit of a development was sounds like the Olympic Oval here in Salt Lake is going to be where we're going to be practicing the first year. We've got long-term plans at the Southtown Mall to turn that into a whole training facility and make that kind of headquarters for the team. But for the immediate future, we're going to use a rink that's already built, which makes perfect sense. So the Olympic Oval makes even more sense for the practice facility there. Looking into the draft right now, I'm it's live. We're tuned in. Looks like we've got the, it's at the Sphere this year, which is pretty interesting. First time ever broadcasting anything from the Sphere. So, yesterday had the NHL awards. So there was, the MVP was handed out, and we had, the award ceremony for the 2023-2024 season. So we did actually, I guess that this is the second event that's ever been broadcast from there, but tune in. It's on ESPN right now. I'm watching it live here on the other screen. We've got the 6th overall pick, in case you forgot or you haven't been following this far. So Utah will be picking 6th overall. And some background on Utah's past picks that, I've talked about this in a few of the former pods, is we recently, Bill Armstrong and the staff have been selecting players that are very big. That's been the MO, to pass up on smaller, more skilled players, go for bigger players, following more of a Vegas and Florida type architect, which would be, the past two. That's crooked. How do I fix this? All right. There we go. The past 2 Stanley Cup championships have had it. Big players, been rough and tough, have been able to bully other teams into, they call it, another podcast will call it the Anaconda chokehold. When they get ahead, then they just, everyone plays solid D and they don't give you anything. You have no offensive chances, and they win 1-0, 2-1, 3-1. They make it so you cannot score and you cannot have anything easy. And that's really what Bill Armstrong and his team started to replicate. I can get on board with that. But as far as the drafting has gone, I actually don't love the past picks that we've done. I think that the draft strategy of a successful team is pick the best player available, regardless of position. And I believe that. I'm part of that philosophy. I'll ride that train, die on that hill of pick the best player available. So, for example, our last pick last year was a massive defenseman. Well, not massive, a large defenseman, 6'4", lower skill, out of Russia. So what I'm getting at here is last year we skipped a lot of players that are on the verge of the NHL, in the NHL, to take it a larger defenseman with a longer timeline and a lot more unknowns. So what I'm looking for this year is we're probably going to pick another defenseman again. We're incredibly light on the defensive pool. There's really going to be probably 3 options for Utah here. There's 3 defensemen all kind of slotted to go between, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the pool. But what I really would like to see as well is if anyone falls from, we know number 1's picking Macklin Celebrini. Then at number 2, the draft really begins. There's options for all of these teams. For the Blackhawks, they're picking 2, Ducks are picking 3, Blue Jackets 4, Canadians 5, and then Utah. So these teams, they have options, and if anyone's dropping here, I want us to pick them up. If we're have a forward available that is slotted to go 2 tonight, and they drop to 6, we better pick them up. I'll be really upset if we don't. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I also think that as far as size goes, there's a couple options for Utah tonight. When looking at a defense, you have pairings. So you have 2 defensemen on the ice at each time, and you try to have the same defenseman together the entire game. So you have these 2 defensemen are pairs. You have your first pair, your second pair, and your third pair. So what I'm looking for today is we need a defenseman that not this year, but next year can be a 4th or a first pair defenseman with this 6 overall pick. Like, that's a win if we get an NHL player that can be a second pair defenseman. And really what we would like to have is one that can quarterback a power play. Meaning when we get a power play, who's going to be at the point, who's going to be the player holding the puck, facilitating the plays, passing it around, dishing passes, firing it from the point. So there's a couple powerful skaters. There's a couple more skill shooters, some playmakers available. I'll dive into them to a little bit, but it looks like we're getting the draft started here. So let's hear what we got to say. Okay, looks like we got a little recap, a little montage. I always love these going on. There's Connor McDavid getting drafted, Patrick Kane, Stammer. All right, this looks cool. Let's see what we got here. This is the NHL Draft. Oh, let's go. Sphere. It's kind of like a 3D, put on your glasses. Here's a 3D show. That's kind of what the Sphere environment looks like. Tell you what, could you imagine having your face on that big of a screen? Ooh, Gary Bettman's getting booed. I think he's probably getting booed because, my personal philosophy is most people are upset about Connor McDavid winning the playoff MVP, even though he's on the losing team. I'm a part of that pool. I understand the other side of the argument. He had a transcendent playoff and broke Wayne Gretzky's record for most playoff points. Probably deserved to be the MVP, but the MVP has to go to the winning team. Totally ruined the celebration for Florida. Was awkward. I hated every second of watching that. The MVP for the playoffs has to go to the winning team. It's an unwritten rule. I respect that one. I believe in it. You just got to give it to the right player in the end. And I think the NHL messed that up this year, just to try to reward Connor McDavid there. So Gary Bettman, this is the guy that's talking right now. He's the commissioner of the NHL. So think of the president of the United States, but in the NHL, this is our guy. Oh man, look at that. That's crazy. All right, it looks like the crowd's kind of turned. They booed him a good amount, and now it looks like there's some excitement out here. All right, Gary. You hear that? Go Sharks. There you go. Ooh, let's see. Looks like the mock draft has us picking up. Oh, first pick. Here we go. The San Jose Sharks, not Sharks, are on the clock. All right, we're rolling here. Okay, 3 minutes. We'll know who they're going to pick. If anybody wants to bet me who they pick, I'll bet my mortgage on that they pick Macklin Celebrini. Oh, we got audio issues here. Let me see. What do we got going on here? He's sitting there. Look, there's Macklin right there, little baby face. It's always interesting. You'll see, draft pictures compared to players in the NHL now, and they grow up quick. A lot of these players are 18 years old, so and these ones that are selected here in the next 20, 30 minutes, they're likely to be in the NHL for 10 plus years. So there's a lot of growth that's still to happen to these guys. A lot of facial hair, sometimes haircuts will happen as well. So, expect them to grow up a lot in the next couple of years while they're with these teams. It is always kind of interesting though, like when you're watching these types of drafts, like NBA, NFL, like the first team gets up there, they've known they had the first pick for months and they don't make the pick immediately. It's kind of interesting. That means like that it takes them a good amount of time to submit their pick. All right, looks like somebody's here on stage. Also, calling this out, I put in my previous pod that I think that we should pick up. His name is Zeev Buyam, and I noticed here, there he goes, number 7, Zeev Buyam. They have him going number 7 to Ottawa Senators here in this little mock draft. So I actually missed who they had us picking. My guess is it's probably Sam Dickinson. There's really 3. Like I said, there's 3 defensemen: Sam Dickinson, Zeev Buyam, and Zane Parik. We'll hear it here today on how the pronunciation goes there. All 3 of those guys are kind of in a lump there, and really Utah gets the first pick of the 3, and then Ottawa and Seattle are likely to pick the other 2. So if we're in a good spot here, we're in a good spot to pick the defenseman that we want out of that group. I'm guessing that we go with Zeev, but we'll see. I'd like to see Zeev. I like him because of what I said earlier. He's a fantastic puck mover and power play defenseman. So I don't want to see another 6'4" goon out there that can barely skate but can hit hard. I need someone with a little bit of finesse and a shot on this team. I want to see somebody that can move the puck, score, get some points. Oh, look, the pick is in for San Jose. Let's see what we got here. Mike Guerrier. Let's go. Mike Guerrier is the GM for the San Jose Sharks, a longtime NHL player. I do think I've got some opinions here. I don't necessarily want to share quite all of them yet because, I don't know if they're necessarily fair, but I want to see this Utah front office. So the front office would be the GM and the scouts and everybody. I want to see them do something. They need to earn some respect. Oh, we got a special guest here, Jumbo Joe Thornton, longtime San Jose Shark player, captain, fan favorite. Looks like he's coming up to announce the pick. Look at that beard. How does he get those lines in it? Macklin Celebrini pokes him out. There you go. They knew it all along. We've known that pick was happening for a long time. All right, now the draft starts. Here we go. As soon as he gets up there and we get next team on the clock, as soon as we get Chicago on the clock. Whoa, that is crazy looking. If you're looking at this, that lineup of teams going. So for everybody that's not watching live, essentially what they have going on in the sphere is you look straight, you see the pick that we're on, and you look up and 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 up. And those are all the picks that are coming up for the teams that are going to be on the clock soon. So look at these Vegas ladies. That's funny. Yep, the showgirls at Vegas walked him up to the stage. So he's probably going to be having a pretty crazy night tonight in Vegas, celebrating with his friends and family. Oh, they got him. Interesting. So a lot of times at these drafts, the number on the jersey that they give the player when he goes up on the stage will say the year. Like, so for example, this year would be 24. Looks like he's wearing number 71. I don't know if maybe he picked that. That'd be interesting to see. Would be interesting to see what number was he at BU? Looks like he was number 71 at BU. So that's his number. They got his number already on there. Custom made jersey. They knew they were making this pick, like I said, for months. So just taking their time to deliver that. I like the San Jose Sharks colors. I don't think I like the Sharks as a team. Okay, Blackhawks are on the clock. All right, let's see what we got here. All right. So this is where we're at right now. Chicago has two options. Do they want to go with the defenseman for Michigan State? And I'm going to butcher all these names. So hopefully what we can see here. Oh, look at that confetti. The watch party in there. All right. So we got a defenseman for Michigan State here. Artem Levshunov is probably going to be our second pick here at defense. And the number one, like he's kind of slotted to be the number one defenseman available. So, I think that's who they're probably going to pick here. But if they do not, we've got Anton Silyev available as well. The hard part about this is the Russian aspect. So Silyanov is Russian, and they play in what's called like the KHL. So a completely separate league. It is against professionals. You'll be an 18-year-old playing against a 35-year-old over there. So you do get that comparison and that NHL readiness of playing people much older, much more developed than you. But there is a whole thing about not knowing when they come over. A lot of times they have contracts with their teams that they can sign after the draft. So you can draft them, then they can sign a 3-year deal with their contracted team in Russia, and they may not come over for 3 years. And at that point, they can choose not to come over a lot of the time. So you risk that when you take a Russian player, especially at number 2 or early or 3, or in these drafts. They have fantastic players, tons of amazing Russian players in the NHL, but there's a risk when you draft them. And I would say that there's a fairly, low success rate with it. There are some amazing hits that happen and some really great Russians, but it's tricky here. So we'll see. I don't anticipate Chicago taking the Russian defenseman. It'll probably be the one from the NCAA Michigan State, Artemyev Levshunov. Let's see how they say it here. Man, that's looking pretty cool. A lot of the, as I look at these mock drafts, and as I was reading up on this draft to prepare to see who we're going to pick, I've noticed that there's a little bit of a trend of these NCAA players. The younger they are, the higher up in the draft they are. So Celebrini, 17 years old, you can see doing amazing things in the NHL. So, and then we go here and it's we've got Lev Shunov is the third youngest player in the NCAA. So it's like, and then if we go down, I think it's even, my boy Zeev Buya, I think he's, let's see, how old is he? 18-year-old. He's 18, playing for, was it Zane that played in the, yeah, so we're looking at this, we've got the third youngest player in Ontario Hockey League. We got the third youngest player in the NCAA coming up. This is the youngest player that we're looking at right here, being the first overall pick. So it's crazy how young these guys are and how much development is still going to happen. And I said this in previous podcasts, but also keep in mind, this is not like the NBA or even the NFL. These players, it's more like the Major League Baseball. Like these players most likely aren't going to be on the team next year. Macklin Celebrini will. Maybe the next 2 or 3 picks will be. But I would say for us Utah fans, like let's expect our player not to play this year. He might get in a few games, but let's not expect him to play this year. It's more of a 2025 addition to the team. So we got to think a little bit more long-term with this. The 6th overall pick is kind of that flex zone where, it's not for sure going to take him a year, but also it could take 2 years. It's not unusual for it to take 2 years as well. But I would say with the way our team is positioned right now as Utah and the vast openings we have on the roster, especially on the defensive side, we're going to have some openings. There is probably some potential to play this year for Utah specifically, but you just don't get excited about it. I think mentally it's easier to put these players and be like, yes, we got this player up and coming, back at home, taking, practicing, developing skills, working with trainers, putting on some weight, watching film, learning plays, studying, learning the NHL game. So I would say I prefer that route. It tends to lead to more success. A lot of players that do come into the NHL and are rushed struggle and never fully develop. Another hard thing about the NHL is if you're 17 years old and you're a center, sometimes they make you play on the 3rd or 4th line, where instead of you being able to be a finesse player and a playmaker, and you have to really grind and you got to fight and you got to dig in those corners, and your job is to just make the simple play and get off the ice. And it's tough for players to do that when that's not what they're used to doing. So that's why it's good to stay in development for another year or two, really learn how to be successful in the role that you have in the NHL versus how you've been successful in juniors. Let's see what we got here. Lev Shunov. We'll see. Oh, we got Bedard to announce this. Okay. So this is last year's number 1 overall pick, and also, as of last night, the most valuable rookie of last year, Connor Bedard. I like that suit. Look at those ankles, too. I'm an ankle guy. That sounded weird. He's never been great at interviews, Connor Bedard. Lev Shunov. All right, that's what I thought. Michigan State, NCAA. Let's go. So I'll tell you what. I mean, that's pretty good back-to-back years for Chicago. Last year they got Connor Bedard. This year they're getting Lev Shunov. You heard them just say he could make this the Chicago team this year. Looks like he's 6'2", 205. So all right, let's see. Yeah, so next pick, I'm kind of anticipating that Russian player to go here. I mean, that's just what I'm seeing on pretty much every mock draft here. But let's see what happens here. Yeah, look at that guy. He's the biggest guy on the stage right now. Chicago's going to be turning around here pretty soon. I mean, they're going to have one of the quicker rebuilds. Man, this little mirror thing in live is making feel like my head shaped funny. Oh, bless me. All right, let's see. Let's get this next guy on the clock here. I mean, heck, Chicago, I'd say maybe one more year. They'll have next year, and then after that, maybe the playoffs will be in the picture. Woo! Allergies, brother. Who's this lady? Also, part of the reason I want us to draft my guy Zeev, he's from Denver University. Denver University won the national championship, so I like to draft winners. Let's get a pedigree going. Let's get some winners in the locker room. Get some people that you know they've been in those moments of those massive games with everything on the line. And a big reason why Denver won, uh, I watched those games. I kept following those. Is defense. Like they won because of their defensive ability to lock down and really just push everything to the outside and not let any easy chances in the middle of the ice. And Zeev was the driver of that for that team. So as we get closer to it, I think I'll probably talk a little bit more about Sam Dickinson, our other guy here. I want to see. I'm looking for it right now. I want to see size comparison here of our boys. So Sam Dickinson is 6'3". So part of me thinks that the wait. Yeah, okay. So Dmitry Semeshev from our last year pick, he was 6'4". The year before that, Maverick Lemereau was 6'6". And so, 6'3" would be the smallest of our last three picks. And then, but I'm looking at Zeev, he's only 6 foot here, 186. So Sam Dickinson, 6'3". So here's the deal. I think that we probably have Sam Dickinson ranked here on this ESPN mock draft that you're seeing kind of go across the board. Or this is Megan's best available. Okay. So the only thing I would say is about this is, with us have drafting two large defensemen the last two drafts, let's get one that can move the puck. We need someone that can pass, someone that can shoot. We don't need some more big bodies out there. What we need is someone that can actually develop some offense for us from the back end, which is how you have to do it a lot in the NHL. Oh, that looks sick. How does that look? Right now I'm looking at the sphere, and the way they have this animation set up, it looks like it's a cube actually. So I'm telling you, this is kind of like going to a 3D movie. No free ads. No idea what I'm drinking right here. All right, we got pick number 3 on the clock. We've got, the Ducks. Hey, the Ducks just updated their logo. It is sick. I'm not a fan of orange, but this rebuild at Anaheim is pretty exciting. They got a lot of cool players. All right, looks like they're headed up to make their pick. I mean, I think we're getting Anton Silyev here, the Russian that I was just talking about. Let's see. Okay, we're getting a little cancer shout out here to a member of the front office for Anaheim. Salute you. Let's see what we got here now. And Scott Niedermeyer. Okay, I was thinking that we might get Getzlav. Oh, that was a surprise pick. Whoa. He had no idea he was going. This is a huge. Let's see where Beckett was slotted. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So this guy was slotted to go 10. That's insane. Oh my gosh. Hey, let's go. That's a shocker. Let's see. I know that's going to be popping off on Twitter here. I know that's going to be popping off on Twitter. Oh, he's 6'3". Okay, big guy. Yeah, that was wild. Let's go. This guy looks nervous. I feel bad for him. He was shocked. I mean, I I'm sure it's a good thing. Actually, I don't feel bad for him. I'm sure he's stoked. He deserved it probably. But hey, getting projected to go 10 and then going number 2 overall, that's pretty insane. Must have had a great interview with them. Right wing too. Usually you don't see like a winger go crazy high. Yeah, that's crazy. I love that. I do love shockers like that. That's why we love the NHL draft. So this is the ripple effect now. Okay. So a team selected a player that's projected to go below Utah. That means that there's a player falling in the draft right now. So everybody now between when this player would have gone, which was 10. So every pick between 3 to 10 or 3 to 9, I guess, they have another option, a new player that they can draft because it has pushed down another player. So the Russian player that I was talking about, Artem, wait, no. Anton Siliev, the Russian player. Now Columbus Blue Jackets, who are next on clock, have the option to take them. They can take Caden Lindstrom, who's the second ranked forward, maybe might be the third forward overall to Gobi since we just took one. And then we got Ivan Demidov, who is a right winger as well from Russia that's projected to go here. So, now all bets are off. We don't know who we're picking anymore. All these mock drafts, there's an extra player available. So this is what makes it interesting. This is why it's fun to watch these drafts. His mom's crying. Let's go. Dad's crying too. Dad's crying. What a fun time, What a fun time to get drafted like this. That's crazy. This is awesome. Crazy. Crazy. All right, so let's see. If Columbus doesn't take Siliev or Demidov, these Russian players are falling. If they chose to go with Caden Lindstrom instead as a forward, that would be interesting. That's going to be really interesting. I think the odds of Utah selecting a Russian player just went up a little bit, which I'm okay with. I will be okay with that. I just wanted to communicate to everybody that there is a little bit extra risk when drafting players from Russia right now, just because of the way that the leagues work together. Political landscape is another thing that happens. You never really know exactly what's going on, but a lot of those players have a hard time coming over or don't ever come over. But let's see. Yeah, this is going to be pretty wild. There's just like I don't know is this Megan that's talking right now, but essentially like we've got in the next 6 or 7 picks we've got tons of defensemen that could all just swap around. So we'll see. Oh, let's see how when we hear this interview. Let's go. What? That's insane. He said I have a couple meetings like yesterday and this morning, and I didn't even meet with Anaheim, and they picked me. That's crazy. I love that. I love that. Oh, that's so awesome. Imagine sitting there, for example, who picks 10? Who picks 10? New Jersey. It's like you met with New Jersey, and 9 is the Calgary Flames. I talked to them yesterday, and I'm sitting there waiting. I'm like, I'll probably get picked in about. What if he was getting a hot dog right now? Like this guy could have. He's not expecting to get picked for like another hour, and he got picked. That's awesome. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. I got to see what other people are saying that. Let's see what the people are saying. Okay, let's go. Rick Nash. Let's go. We got a lot of Hall of Famers announcing the picks here. 4th overall goes to Caden Lindstrom. Okay, Demidov's dropping. Let's go, baby. Okay, so Caden Lindstrom, forward. So we haven't, I guess what? So we had, Levshinov from Michigan State. So these Russians are dropping. So we got Anton Siliev and then now Ivan Demidov, who are probably the 2 best available, both Russian players. So let's see. I bet Canadians are probably going to take Demidov here. Or, oh man, that's tricky because they might take Anton Siliev as well. So, oh man, this is going to be crazy. 2 picks away. Here we go, baby. Here we go. Who are we going to pick? They're probably freaking out in the war room, they call it, where all the front office, they're taking phone calls, they're talking to people. They're freaking out right now because, we thought that Columbus might pick a D. They didn't. We thought that Anaheim would pick a D. They didn't. So we got 2 defensemen, drop, and let's go. And let's see, Canadians really are, let's see if they take a defenseman. If they take Demidov, then that's kind of like the top defenseman right now. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I like, this Montreal pick. We'll see what happens here. Because we got Siliev is still out there. Left shot defenseman. 6'7". Oh man, we'll take him. Yeah, dang it. We'll see. So if they don't take Anton Siliev, then we're getting a Russian defenseman. So we're taking either Siliev or Demidov at this point. And our front office has proven that they're not scared of drafting Russians because we've done it plenty of times before. So, I know there's not a lot of fear here. Well, this is going to be crazy though. Yeah. So we're either taking Siliev or Demidov. Well, Demidov's a forward. Yeah. So, if Montreal doesn't take Siliev, we're taking Siliev. And if we don't take Siliev, I might scream because we're not taking the best available, and this guy's projected to go 4 picks ahead of where we're at, and we don't take him just because we want our guy. I don't like that. And if it doesn't work out, I might be saying some things about the front office. I'm not saying them yet because I want to give them a shot, but we'll see. We'll see here. This has been exciting, everyone. Chat's popping off right now. All right. We're headed into pick number 5. We are pick number 6 here at Utah. So if you love Utah, we're going to see what Montreal picks here. Like I said, Demidov's best forward available, Russian, and Siliev, best defenseman available, also Russian. Siliev's, like I said just a second ago, 6'7". Our team loves getting big old boys out there. So we'll see. The only thing, he's not a defense. He's a shutdown defenseman. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Oh man, I'm nervous. I'm nervous right now. Let's see. TJ Ginla. Okay, so Kevin Weeks just said that TJ Ginla might get picked here, and he's actually projected to go 9 overall. Yeah, son of Jerona Ginla. He's a great player, Hall of Famer, Jerona Ginla, longtime Calgary Flames player, just power forward is probably how I would describe his dad. And they say that he's just cut from the same cloth, repeat, rinse, and repeat is what they're saying about him. So, okay, Montreal Canadiens on the clock, man. 40 seconds left. Let's freaking go. Also, I'm wondering, I'm excited. You can actually, there's a bunch of people right now in the Vivint Arena watching this live, which is pretty fun. I couldn't make it up there today. Also, I wanted to do this stream for everyone because I've been a little MIA recently, summer vibes. But yeah, let me know how that went. I would love to hear some people's perspective on how it was in the environment there. I'm sure it was great, having a good time with other fans and cheering. It's going to be fun here. Really what Montreal does is probably going to open up a bunch of windows for us. So let's see. I think we're going to get a better player than we thought, though. Let's go. Okay, Montreal's time's over. Get him on the stage. Get him on the stage. Let's go. They've been on the. They're walking up. Okay, here we go. Carey Price is my guess. Who's going to announce this pick? Huh? All right, here we go, baby. Whoever they pick. Oh, we get some boo for talking in French. They're speaking in French. Let's go. Oh, we got Celine Dion to announce the pick. Let's go. Sing a song. Sing a song. Oh, she's holding the hand of somebody. I don't know who that is. Maybe her boo thing. I don't know. Let's see. Celine Dion. Let's go. And let's go. All right. Well, let's see. Should we gonna take out Iman Demidov here, or what are we doing? What are we doing? I'm shaking. I'm shaking right now. Who we got? Who we got? Who we got? Because they could also take. They really have 2 points: Demidov or also our boy Silyev, Anton Silyev. Must have had some bad interviews, maybe. I don't know. Why is he dropping like crazy? Celine Dion kind of looks like my 6th grade science teacher. All right, who we got? 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 She's taking her sweet time saying this. To select. Oh, Demidov. Okay. She took forever to say that. We got Demidov. Okay. So our options, we've added one more defenseman to our options. We've got 6'7", Silyev, Anton Anton Siliev. Here we go. Whoo! Okay, we gonna take the 6'7" guy, the big guy, or are we gonna go down here? Yeah. Man, I'm still taking Zeev right here. Call me crazy. I said take the best one available. I'm still taking Zeev. I'm changing my mind. I'm sorry. I'm changing my mind. Okay. Let's see. Man. Yeah, you can see they're talking about moving people from the KHL, that Russian league, into the NHL is a little tricky. Man. Okay, well, we're coming up here at the end of this pod. I'm going to go ahead and drop after this pick because we're not going to pick for a long time. I don't necessarily need to be live streaming for 24 hours here, but we're going to check it out. We're going to see what we get. We'll be on the clock here any second. Demidome. For my Jimmy Neutron fans, Doug Dimmadome. There's Dimmadome, Doug Dimmadome. Doug Dimmadome. All right. Why do I feel like we're going to go to commercial break here? We're for sure going to commercial break here. I can tell by the music. We're on the clock, baby. We're on the clock. Let's go. First time ever Utah being on the clock. We got 3 minutes, baby. 3 minutes. What do we got? Okay, as we're doing this, let me just go ahead and do a little sum. Like, why is this guy dropping? Anton Siliev, 43 games. That's not a lot of points. I don't love that. I mean, yeah, I'm sold. I know I said take the best player available, and this guy was ranked much higher. Wait, what the heck? This can't be right. Because this is a different height. I'm on Hockey DB right now, which usually shows you a lot of information on these players. Less information for the Russian ones, but I'm just, for example, what I'm seeing right now is he played 63 games in the KHL and only had 11 points. So that is just like a shutdown defenseman type. He ended up being a -9 overall, which means that his team scored 9 less goals than the other team while he was on the ice, which is not great. Over 63 games, like you want to see that for sure be in the positive. So looks like he played 5 games in the playoff, 2 assists, so like had some decent time in the playoff. But I'm gonna go. I'm telling you, I want the championship pedigree of Zeev here. Let's see. Let me find our boy. Booyah. Plus, it's just a sick name. Oh boy, Zeev. All right, listen to this. Okay. Do you want a player that played 63 games and had 11 points in the KHL? Or do you want to have a player that won the national championship at University of Denver, played 42 games, and had 50 points, more than a point per game? You know what his plus minus was? Okay, the plus minus the other player, -9, plus minus of Zeev, plus 33. His team scored 33 more goals than the other team when he was on the ice. Crazy. All right. Okay, let's go. Let's go Pioneers. Let's go DU. Let's pick this guy. Man, they're pooping bricks right now. Let's see. Bill Armstrong. Show me you got something. Show me you got something. Just show me something here. The Utah Hockey, first player drafted ever to Utah. Always, boom or bust, will always be the first player drafted. So that's always nice to say. Hey, whoever this player is, you're welcome to hang out with me anytime. You can hit me up, come hang out. here we go. I live just down the road, so we'll be neighbors, perhaps. Oh, Bill Armstrong coming up. He's got the jersey. He has the jersey with Ryan Smith. Let's go. The jersey, baby. He's got the jersey. I'm buying this jersey. Okay, it looks like we got Ryan Smith, his wife, Ashley, and Bill Armstrong up here with Gary. Commissioner Gary. Historic. Let's go. We get some booze? That's weird. There's a lot of people in there kind of booing, which is pretty surprising. Interesting. Ryan Smith's birthday. Let's go. I think they're probably booing Gary Bettman, to be honest. Bill Armstrong is a massive man. Okay, we got Ryan doing our first pick here. We don't have any Hall of Famers yet, so pretty surprising. I don't really know why they're getting booed. TJ Gitla, let's go. That's crazy. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, let's go. We took a center. Okay, that is crazy. That is not the best player available, but I'm excited about that. That's the flashy pick of the draft. Well, obviously picking the second overall pick was projected to go 10 was crazy. We picked what was projected to go the 9th. But hey, that's crazy. The defensemen are falling right now. So obviously we just showed, hey, we don't care about drafting a ton of defensemen right now. They probably have some things in the work. I'm okay with that. TJ Gitla, that's sick. That's fun. Probably going to get some flack about not getting a defenseman. I'm totally okay with that. Let's see this jersey. Okay. That jersey looks too small. Yeah, let's see. All right, well, let's see what the internet says about this, huh? Yeah, I think here's the deal. This is a pick that is kind of a marketing pick too. Like this is one of the more flashy players. He's got the name of the Hall of Famer. He's got the crowd. Where there's going to be a lot of fun. But let's see. Like I think to be honest, like it's a good pick. We got a fun team. It's going to make the team even more fun. So let's go. All right. Well, that's we're coming up on an hour here, so I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream. Thanks for everybody to hopping on, and we're excited about the season. I'll do a full breakdown on TJ Gitla. Probably coming to you early next week, Monday. I'll try to have that out for you guys. Let's go. It's going to be pretty sick. I'm excited for the season. We got a new player. Like I said, let's have real quick. Real good. Real quick. Okay. So we're looking at a player in the WHL, so the Western Hockey League, Canadian, a lot of, it's called juniors. So this is where you don't necessarily play against like full-grown 30-year-old NHLers all the time. But let just read you the stat line from this last year real quick. 64 games played, 47 goals, 37 assists, 84 points, averaging that's like 1.25 a game, points a game. So that's really good. 17 plus minus, 11 games in the playoff. But this is what's great. In the playoffs, 11 games, 9 goals, and 6 assists. So in the playoffs, he showed up, put his team on his back. So game time, we got a gamer. We got someone clutch. Let's go. This is exciting. I'll be in touch with everybody. Thanks for hopping on.